So I found a I found a fireball. It was this one here, and it looks pretty cool, right? And it also has the cool added addition of if you touch it with the player, then the player is engulfed in flames. So that's pretty cool. When you first import it, it's actually a little bit too big, so I'm gonna make it smaller by clicking on scale and decreasing its size. And then also when I noticed when I was playing in game, the plate here is a little bit thin, right? So I'm going to increase its width this way and that way a bit. So yeah, we have more space to work with, and maybe a little bit more. Okay, and then I also noticed that the workspace is getting a bit clustered, messy. So I'm going to right click it, insert object, a new folder, and I'm going to call this one 2.4. So level 2 underscore 4. I'm going to drop all of these items in there, the end plate, and if I hold down control I can, oh no, that's not true. If I hold down command I can click on multiple items. So I'm going to click on these items here and drag them into 2.4. Okay, and now the fireball goes into the replicated storage. Okay, so we're going to put them in here, and what we're going to do with that is we're going to clone the item in replicated storage and then place them in the workspace so that we can have like a rain of fireballs coming down. Another thing that I noticed is that right here on spawn location 9 and 10, I didn't set the team color to be unique. So make sure you do that. This is smoky gray. This one is going to be fossil. And this one here is going to be, whoa, ghost gray. Okay. Okay, so then that's that. And then what? Okay, and then we got to also increase the width of this spawn location. Okay, and so now we need to start coding. One more thing is that on this spawn, when the player jumps from here over to here, his gravity is going to be at 8, right? So in the script, we also, in addition to resetting the camera mode to classic, we also need to set the workspace dot gravity equal to 197, back to 197. Okay. Okay, and so if we do that, and of course we want to go back and test that, so go and test all that, see if it actually works. And then the next thing we want to do is add the fireball to our screen. Okay, so how are we going to do that? Well, we need a script, and I'm going to add the script here to spawn location number 9. Okay, so what I'm going to do is when the player, when it's detected that the player touches this spawn location, that's when I'm going to start the rain of fire. So I'm going to right click this here, say insert object, script, and I'm going to use the touch that we had over here. Yeah, this looks good. So I'm going to copy this and paste it over here. And what are we doing? We're saying the spawn location's being touched. If it is, then we get the player from character and we set the camera mode to lock first person. One thing I forgot to mention, I'm sorry, this is kind of a strange video. I'm just fixing all the mistakes that I made in the past, is when the game loads, all the objects are going to be placed into the world, and this spawn location is going to be placed on top of this base plate, or end plate is what we called it. And when it does, this spawn location script, the touch script, is going to trigger, and then the touched part is going to be the end plate, right here, right, end plate. I'm sorry, right there is going to be the end plate, and then it's going to get the player from character on the end plate, but there is no player because the end plate is not a character, right? So player is going to have nothing in it. and then I'm going to say nothing's camera mode, and there is no camera mode property for nothing, right? So if we do have this code, we do need to check, and we need to say if player exists, then do this. Okay, only if player exists. And so we need to do that here, and we also need to do that here. And we need to do it here, just basically anywhere where we are getting the player using this method. Okay, so now I think we're good. Okay, and we want to add the fireballs. So I think I've been talking for a while, so I'm going to end this video and just call it loose ends, and we'll add the fireballs in the next video.